For listeners and viewers who are new to crypto or skeptical, what's one straightforward piece of advice or caution that you would give about engaging with crypto today?
Yep. So I think a lot of reasons for skepticism, many of which are valid. I would say that the single piece of advice I would give people is just to use the actual products. And so I think that, most of the conversation's been dominated around these as tokens and assets and the return profile. What I think is much more interesting is the technology underpinning all of this. And so I think, my biggest piece of advice is just to use some of that and form your own opinions. So I think, very basic examples of this, me sending you money. I could do that right now. It could settle almost instantly with very low fees. I think that's one example where once people use it and feel it, it just feels fundamentally different. And so I tend to think that, the best thing that you can do is actually just use the products, send USDC over Ethereum or Solana, use a lending market, use, something like a Uniswap to swap assets and, kind of have a different exchange experience. So I'd say that that's probably my number one piece of advice is to, form your own opinions on the basis of the actual products that are out there. And I think, oftentimes most of the conversation's dominated by the assets themselves, but I think it's the products that in the fullest of time win the day.